Bengals Nation, brought to you by Rally House, Kroger OTR Eatery. Gary Miller with you along with Chris Renkel and our regular co-hosts Vonn Bell and Mike Hilton. And who have they brought along? They call him T.I. Trenton Irwin, who had a huge catch in Tennessee as they once again beat the team that they knocked out in the divisional playoff. Now another rematch coming this week that we'll be talking about as the Chiefs come back here, beat them twice in January. Oh, we can go. He's got his Bengals Nation medallion as well. Let's over to Chris and the guys now.
But how was Nashville?
As you can see, it was a successful weekend. We got a big dub, a much-needed win, and you know we're excited for this one on Sunday.
I think Nashville treated us nice, so 2-0. So let's keep it going.
You got the Chiefs this week. Does it seem like there's maybe a little budding rivalry between, with what happened at the end of last year, then the AFC Championship game? It seems like a lot of people, both inside and outside the locker room, have this game circled.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. Obviously, the last two games we were able to come out victorious. And it just feels good, that we're climbing that ladder as a contender, and we're just trying to keep going. And we look at the Chiefs as another team in the way, so we just got to go out there and take care of business.
We will have to see them eventually. They're best at what they do, and we're riding to the challenge for sure.
They got a lot of weapons. I won't ask you about Juju, Mike, or Vonn, but I'm sure you're excited to see Juju again. Maybe Mike, too. You got Kelsey, though. He is absolutely tearing the league up this year. What makes him so difficult to guard?
So what's crazy is if you actually just watch him, I call him the Luka Doncic of football because it doesn't look like he's moving, but he's just so subtle and just smooth in how he makes plays. And once he get the ball in his hand, he's a tough tackle, and he's a guy that we're gonna have to get a lot of heads around and pay a lot of attention to.
I think when he gets the ball, he thinks touchdown every time. So he's thinking of the home run shot every time. So when he's near the sideline, when he's catching the middle of the field, he's thinking touchdown. So that's why he's one of the best to ever do it probably in his position. So he's very talented. We got to know where he's at all the times in the field with the splits and whatnot throughout the game plan. So it really goes to 15 to 87 for sure.
All right, let's send it now over to Gary, who's got the head coach, Zac Taylor.
What is it about your scheme or your guys that's able to do to Derrick Henry when everybody else wants to but can't?
I think it starts with Lou Anarumo and the defense coaching staff preparing a plan that they believed in, the players believed in it, and then the players executed it. And I thought Lou was in a great rhythm over the course of the game, dialing it up. Those guys were doing a great job feeding off of each other. I think every time someone made a one-on-one tackle, it just gave the rest of the defense a big boost. And again, they played great team defense over there.
When some coaches have that philosophy, if you don't practice, you don't play. And obviously Jamar you were working him back, but he was not a full participant in practice. Where do you stand on that line?
Yeah, I don't have that philosophy. It's
if he was ready, he's going.
Well, there's just certain guys, certain positions that you feel like maybe have enough experience knowing their body and knowing the playbook to where they could get a quick workout in and go play in the game. And so again, it's a player by player basis on how that occurs. We don't have an overarching philosophy on how that's going to take place.
When we talked last week going into that game, you talked, and Mike Vrabel has that reputation with everybody. Physical team reflects their coach. And I said, well, what's the Zac Taylor team? And you said, well, we want to play smart. Zac Taylor team is pretty physical, it turns out.
We'll do whatever it takes to win the game. And I think that's just been something that's gone unspoken about our team over the course of the season. Our defense is always physical. They've always risen up to the challenge. And when we call upon our offensive line to lean on them in the run game and get us some tough earned yards, they're going to do that for us. And so, I think the players get tired of hearing about how the other team's so physical because they know that deep down we're a physical team as well, and they take a lot of pride in that.
How heartening is it for you? And they did it last year when they showed up for the playoff game too, but to hear that much reaction in an enemy stadium.
It's awesome. I just think there's a lot of pride in our team right now amongst our fan base. We can feel that. They love cheering these players on. We have a great group of players that are very easy to pull for and have really done a great job engaging with our fan base and letting their personalities be shown. And I think the fans have responded well for that. They've shown up in our own stadium. They're showing up in road stadiums. We all know we got the best fans in all the NFL, and I think it really showed yesterday.
Much more from Zac ahead. Has he seen Andy Reid's commercial where he's painting mustaches on his players? What does he think of the opposing coach?
Faux Rocks Locks, sponsored by Hawksworth.
We could give this to the guy who gets the picks right, but you got it anyway.
Yeah, I would love to give it to y'all, but because I can't pick nothing right.
But you got a nice medallion.
You know, I got a nice one here. This is our next MVP cribs. You'll see that coming up this weekend. So once again, I thought I had one last week and I didn't, but I think I got one this week.
All right, what do you got?
And I think if I can remember this, because I'm still here thinking it now, the Chargers and the Raiders. I'm going to take the Chargers to beat the Raiders.
The Raiders looked pretty good last week.
But you know how they are. They're up and they're down.
Yeah, up and they're down. I am taking the Steelers.
Ooh.
-1 in Atlanta. We've beaten both those guys. We've beaten the Steelers twice, but I was pretty impressed the way the Steelers played against the Colts.
I am on the Mike White Express. Give me the Jets. I think, why not? I want the Western Kentucky guy to do well. They're 3-point dogs, but I'm going to have them beating Minnesota on the road.
Getting Defensive, sponsored by Blake Maisland.
Today we got a real special guest, man. He's become the fan favorite, and I want y'all to give a loud who they welcome to Trenton Irwin.
There we go. Come on, Trent.
Let's go, T.I.
T.I. Woo. My God.
What's good?
T.I.
T.I.
Welcome to Getting Defensive. The crowd loves you, man.
Crowd loves you, man.
Scoring points now. Got his first career touchdown. Man, how was it touching the paint for the first time?
Man, my intro song was "Take It to the House," so that was trying to keep theme with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was wonderful. I didn't expect it coming. It wasn't designed to come my way, but you know, being able to have that impact in that game was pretty dope.
For sure, man.
What'd you do with the ball? Is it in your house? Did you keep
I
it?
kept that thing with me all night. Like
All right,
it stayed with
making
me.
Sure.
You gotta keep that one. That's
Oh
from
yeah.
9 now.
Nah, I ain't tight.
But yeah, man, these last 2 weeks, man, you've been making a lot of plays, and obviously they don't see how much work you put in, but
Man.
you know, just tell her how hard Trenton works, man. Just tell her how hard you put in to have those moments.
It's been great to see it all come into fruition and be able to be out there with my boys that I've known for many years, but been watching, trying to get my role increased, but it's been pretty cool.
Man, take us through the receiver room. You got Jamar, you got TB. Now you fitting into it, getting the paint. Man, tell us about it.
Man, our receiver room, I think, is got to be the deepest in the league. Like, it's unbelievably deep. You got so many people with skill sets that are, they drafted well. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's Troy. I would give Troy some credit because Troy's he's the receiver coach, and he's taken the young bucks under the wing and really had them look like vets in like year 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I want to give Troy some credit, but I think overall the receiver room's just tight in the way that they got each other's back. You know, and I think I can see that in the way you guys work, and that's special.
For sure.
All right, tell us about Joe, man, Burrow, man, how he is when in the huddle, in the locker room. Just give a quick little explanation.
Yeah.
Man, you just know that you got to make a play for him. Like, you know, if he believes in you, the ball's going to come your way, and you just can't let him down. Like, that's just matter of fact. Like, you got to make that play. So,
Did he tell you that ball was coming on that third down?
He did not, but I could feel he had to, all game, I was like, hey, I'm going to make a play. And he was like, I already know that. Like, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
all right, cool.
I love that.
So did you actually think you got your feet down?
Man,
I was on the sideline.
good
I was
with that,
like,
though.
I knew I had the ball clean in the hands, and it didn't move. I didn't know for sure about the feet. I was definitely waiting for that
So you
one.
was like 2 weeks previous before the first touchdown.
Man,
You
yeah.
had the feet down too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I was talking a little trash because I was like, well, they threw the challenge flag. They're going to waste the timeout, you know, because they threw that thing, but that thing was in.
You knew he had it.
So I thought I was in. I
love
was
it.
talking a little trash, but I didn't know for sure.
Well, Trent, man, like I said, coming from one undrafted guy like yourself, man, I got a lot of respect for the work you put in, man, and I just know when it comes down to it, you're going to make that play. So, like I said, I got a lot of respect for what you do and how you go about business, man.
We love it. DBs appreciate you.
We do, man.
Undrafted life, man. Got to get out the
Undrafted,
mud.
man. Sorry, man, you don't know about that.
Yeah, nah.
Had to get it out the mud.
Easy.
But no, man, we appreciate you coming on, getting defensive, man, and we expect to see you make another big play on Sunday.
Man, got to stack them.
Yes, sir.
Earning Your Stripes, sponsored by Rally House.
You know, and I know you don't relate to, or we don't care what everybody else thinks, but isn't it time for Joe to be mentioned in some of these same conversations with the elites in the league?
You know, that's an impossible conversation to get into, all this elite talk. And at the end of the day, he's the best fit for our organization, our team, our fan base, the state of Ohio, and we're lucky to have him. I think he really enjoys being here and playing with his teammates and playing for the Bengals. And so that's all that matters to us. It's not a comparison of him against other people. We don't engage in all that conversation. We're happy that he's our quarterback.
I know you don't watch a lot of TV, but you do watch sometimes the TV broadcast. Maybe you go through but have you seen Andy Reid's commercial for State Farm? What do you think of it?
I think it's great. I honestly think it's one of the genuinely funny commercials that's out there.
I draw mustaches on players' faces when they're asleep.
My wife will tell you, I appreciate a good commercial. You know, I'll often rewind them to see if she saw it. She could not care less about the commercials, but if they're funny, I like the Dr. Pepper commercials. Fanville, whatever that is, right. And I think the Andy Reid commercial on the plane is hysterical.
He did a pretty good job acting too. Like, hey, it wasn't me.
I thought he did a great job. Yeah.
Coach, it happened again. I'm gonna get to the bottom of this.
Let's talk again about Patrick Mahomes. You've seen him now when you see him in person. What's the difference between seeing him in person, playing him in such crucial games that you played him in, one to clinch the division, another one to go to the Super Bowl, and film?
You can see they're on TV enough to where you feel like you're playing him every week because you can see how he extends plays. He can make every throw in the stadium. You know, he elevates the play of those around him. The play is never over. Every quarterback cliche you're going to give for a great quarterback, you're giving to Patrick Mahomes because that's what he does. And so. Does it feel any different when you're playing against them? Not really, because you feel like you watch them every week on TV. You know, they're always in those primetime games. So he's a fantastic quarterback. You got your work cut out for him when you play him. And but again, our defense is excited for the opportunity.
You've beaten him twice. You've stopped Derrick Henry a couple of times. Is Travis Kelce as impossible to prevent what he does as there is in the league?
He is incredible, you know, and it's one of those things. It's not like teams are trying to let him go catch the ball. It's not like teams are unaware that he's got all this production. You know, they do a great job scheming him open. He does a great job breaking off routes. He does a great job with his chemistry with the quarterback. You can see it all on tape. We follow them a lot in our film. You know, they play a defense that we're about to play, and so you're watching the Chiefs offense, and so you get a chance to see all that, and you have an appreciation just for his nonverbal communication with the quarterback and his ability to break off routes and get open and be on the same page with Patrick is really impressive.
Next stop, the Telestrator, where Zach is ready to draw up just how they took down the Titans, and our Mike Hilton playing a huge role in that small package.
Coach Taylor's Breakdown, sponsored by EverDry.
The first one you're going to see here is early in the game. It's a batted ball by DJ Reader. First of all, they're throwing a little stick route down here to the bottom. Logan does a great job matching it, so it's going to be a tough completion, even if they had gotten it through there. But DJ does a great job recognizing the quarterback's feet are set, ball's coming out of his hands, getting in there and affecting the passer. I saw that a lot from all these D linemen yesterday, even though we only got 2 of them. There was a lot more that they got really close to as well. It's the first drive of the third quarter, 3rd and 7. We need some momentum here. We're going to play our cover 8. You're going to see these guys tight in man coverage all the way across the board. There's really nowhere for Ryan to go with the ball. Safety's doing a great job getting to their halves, and everyone's really matched well in coverage. And you look over here, Cam does a great job with the twist. Sam comes underneath and is able to finish off with a sack. So really good start to the second half for us. Good team defense there, and allowed the defense to get off the field and the offense to get some good field position. This is just one of their counter runs on the backside, and so as soon as you see this tight end leave, Mike's got to fill in the B gap, and so you got Mike Hilton coming in here tackling Derrick Henry for a TFL in the backfield. That's just awesome to see. And again, there's not really anywhere for the ball to go here. Guys are doing a great job fitting in their gaps, and Mike does a great job as the end block player coming through there and making a TFL, and that's awesome to see right there. It's going to be Mike Hilton again. So you're going to see Joseph stem down here late. Mike's going to come off the edge. They're going to run a wide zone run right off the edge here, and Mike's the unblocked player, and he's got to step up and make a tackle, and he does a great job of that. And again, he's stepped up really big on these 2 road wins the last 2 years against Tennessee, and Mike's stepped up and made some great plays for us. Tremendous leader, not afraid to come in there and hit anybody. plays like he's 6'4", 240. It's great to see. Great job by Mike Hilton there and the whole defense. And then you go over the offense side of the ball, and you're going to see here we ran a lot of these quick outs with T particularly early in the game, so they were used to seeing these guys. So we had a pretty good indication they might jump those. We had to protect those routes. Here we're really just running a form of 4 vertical, and this play is usually pretty good. If they're a cover 3 team that's going to overlap the corners, you get these guys on different levels. You try to sell like you're running the out. It's a good look by TB, being patient, getting them to drive, and then you win late in the down for a hole shot over there on the sideline. So this is really a great picture of what it's supposed to look like. Down here at the bottom, T just feels the corner is going to jump and cut him off, so he makes that move a little bit quicker. Hayden does a great job running by David Long here in the seam, and the quarterback does a great job holding the safety, trying to see where he's open up and then working the opposite seam. So really good understanding 4 verticals there by Burrow, finding the completion. Great job with the patience of the routes. And then you look at this big 3rd down, 3rd and 13, beginning of the 4th quarter. We need a big play here, and Joe's going to go to Trenton Irwin. He feels the safety coming down as a lurk safety, trying to steal these through routes inside. So Trenton's the one with the one-on-one. He's going to convert this thing to a fade route. Joe's going to throw him a back shoulder, and he does a great job being ready for it, keep protecting the ball, keeping it in bounds. Great energy over there by the sidelines. It's really good to see. Great timing of the throw, really good protection on 3rd and long, giving Joe an opportunity to get the ball out of his hands. And then the very next play, we decided to take a shot. T's got a great size matchup up at the top of the screen, so we're just going to run our favorite play. Double go, T's going to run a go, Trent's going to run a go, and TB's going to read the middle here. Again, really good protection, gave Joe a great opportunity. Anytime we got a receiver like that we got trust in, you get a one-on-one opportunity, just put the ball up and let your great players go make great plays, and that's what T did right here. And again, that put us up 20-13, put us in control of the game there. So great job by those guys.
We check back in with the head coach, Zac Taylor, to get the details on the game plan against the Chiefs.
This is my glory.
Chris's Star Matchup, sponsored by Gold Star.
The matchup this week is really the same it was last week. Jeffrey Simmons was the key to beating the Titans, and the Bengals were able to limit Simmons and not have him tee off on Joe Burrow. This week it gets a little bit more challenging. Chris Jones is quietly making himself known as the best defensive tackle, not named Aaron Donald, in the NFL. Jones top 10 in both sacks and tackles for a loss this season. The defense begins and ends with Jones in the trenches, and the Bengals' interior offensive line once again will have their hands full trying to keep their quarterback from getting pressure.
Well, he's the best interior pass rusher in the league, I think, outside of Aaron Donald. But, I mean, he just creates so many problems and mismatches for you. You always got to be alert of where he's at because he can wreck the game. You know, it feels like we're talking about the same thing every week, just like you're saying. So you always got to be aware of him. But, you know, I'm confident in the ability of our guys inside to, you know, give me enough time to make the plays.
Keys to the Game, sponsored by Kia.
It's hard to beat a team like that twice in a row, let alone 3 times. What's it going to take to get the trifecta?
Well, their quarterback's known for his explosive plays and extend that every play. So everybody's going to be on top of their responsibilities, play great team defense, trying to keep everything in front as best you can, and knowing that when those plays extend, we got to limit the open receivers. On offense, we got to take advantage of every red zone scoring opportunity we got and be really disciplined controlling the football.
Turnovers played a huge role. Would that be a huge thing to help the cause?
Yeah, we got to win the turnover battle. Anytime you're in a game like this against another great team, the turnover battle is always going to factor into it.
The Bengals are finally back home for a 4:25 kickoff in the AFC Championship game rematch with the Chiefs. Catch it on your home of the Bengals, Local 12. We're going to dig a little deeper into your teammate Trenton Irwin here. T.I., they like to call you.
There we go, T.I.
T.I.?
T.I., you grew up in California. I spent a lot of time out there. What's it been like? And you live near the coast, you know, right near the Pacific. What's it been like adjusting to Cincinnati?
It's definitely a big adjustment, you know, just people-wise. But I do think the people here are much warmer than the LA can be a little abrasive. So I've liked the people part here for sure.
All right, well, between takes, we introduced these guys to your chronic achievement, the Velveeta commercial. Now that you guys have seen it, what did you think about his acting? And take us through what it was like being a child star.
It seemed like it came natural to him.
It did.
That's what I'm saying. I not Oscar, but like Emmy nominated.
Is it
something.
Is it a future in that?
Calm down. No, my dad did acting, and he's from Michigan, so he moved to California to do acting. So my family did some. And I had that Velveeta commercial. I had a handful of other ones. And
handful of other ones.
Tell us about that.
I was in a Subway. I was in a Microsoft.
Man.
Yeah, and then I was on a reality TV show, actually.
Yeah, moms and kids.
When I was 9. Sports Kids, Moms and Dads. About training
Bravo.
On
What was
Bravo.
that? That's like a reality show where the cameras are always there, right? What was that
The cameras
like?
were there, and it actually ended up going on Oprah. So ended up having Oprah there.
So you don't need football.
You don't need football at all.
I didn't make nothing from that. No, that made from the commercials made a little bit, but the reality TV show was you weren't making nothing.
What's it like for you to go back and see those things?
It's wild. I mean, having young little me, it's just a different lifestyle. I don't do any of that anymore.
With Jamar gone for 4 weeks now, when he first got hurt, he came to you right away. What was that like? What did it mean to you to have Jamar say, "Hey, you're filling in for me now. You got to be just like number one"?
I mean, I had no idea he was even hurt. He played the whole other game, so I was like, I'm just going to do what I do every week. He came to me and told me that he was going to be out for a little bit. And so for me, that was opportunity. But, I mean, I don't think it was really a matter of shoes to fill. It's just a matter of being able to do what you need to do to be able to help the team win. So, I mean, Jamar is an elite athlete, an elite player, and everyone here has seen. So for me, it wasn't a matter of filling in the shoes. It was just a matter of making the plays for the team to win.
We talked, I think it was last week after Trenton got his first touchdown. You guys raved about how happy the whole team was for him, the hard work. For everyone out there who doesn't maybe know Trenton, what is he like in the locker room and the hard work that he puts in each week?
Oh, man, he's usually one of the first ones in and one of the last ones to leave, man. Like I said earlier in the show, he puts in so much work that if you're not in the locker room, you don't see. And it pays off when he goes out there and make those clutch plays for us on Sunday. So him just getting the touchdown in Pittsburgh and then having his third down grab on against Tennessee, it's not surprising us, but it excites us every time he makes a play.
Same guy every day, shows up to work, a pro, and he give us fits sometimes.
Absolutely.
Us a look. So that's what I'm saying. It's no surprise of what he doing right now, but go get him, T.I.
I heard the whole team got game balls from that Titans game, both sides of the ball.
Oh, yeah.
We don't have game balls to give you guys, but could you give our Bengals Nation devoted audience here what happens at the end of those game balls? Can we serenade them out with the Who Dey chant?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Who Dey? Who Dey say? Who Dey say gonna beat them Bengals?